Wait, now. So, what is on your New Year's resolutions list? Get in shape, spend more time with loved ones? Well, here's one we could all try out: having more patience at work with the boss. With us today is Chuck Bolton, author of a new book called Leadership Wipeout. He's going to give us some tips on how to keep cool. By the way, now this book, you've kind of branched out into a fictional book. What is this?
I have. This book is Leadership Wipeout. It's a story about an executive who's feeling a lot of pressure, who's Minneapolis-based in both life and at work, and he goes to Vail, skis at Vail, has a horrible wipeout, and hooks up that afternoon with an instructor who's a retired chief executive. Over 5 days they ski together, and our protagonist puts together a recovery plan.
So you get some of these concepts that you because you are an executive coach.
I'm an executive coach.
And so when people think about, okay, I'm starting the new year, I want to change the feeling around work, give us some of the ideas. One of the things you say is fly at 50,000 feet.
Fly at 50,000 feet. I think a lot of us tend to get very wrapped up in our own departments and our own doings. And think about what keeps your boss awake at night, and really put your focus around trying to help your boss feel better about whatever he or she's working on. I think too many of us get down in the minutia, down in the detail, think at a higher level.
Put yourself in his position.
Exactly.
What about describe? You want your boss to describe what success means to him.
Yes, you do. Ask your boss, what would success mean for me in my role? Not just in terms of the expectations around accomplishments and results, but also what are the behaviors? How do I go about doing it? If you have your boss describe that, you'll have a much better shot at successfully fulfilling their expectations.
And you say you're the one that should go in, you should take the responsibility to communicate with the boss, not leave it to him.
You should. At least once a month, you want to set up a meeting with your boss and talk about your work in 4 different dimensions. How are you doing meeting your boss's expectations? How are you doing meeting your coworkers' expectations? How are you doing meeting your direct reports and your customers' expectations? The kinds of things that your boss is thinking about. You're proactive, and you're the one who initiates that discussion.
And of course, your boss could be a he or a she. We're just kind of throwing it out there theoretically. But you also want people to determine how to get a fresh start at work. If you want to say, hey, I want to change my role or change the way I'm looked at around here,
right,
you have to determine it somehow.
You have to do that, and you're responsible for really getting off to a fresh start, whether it's with a coworker or with a boss. And it's really by starting to commit to the relationship. John, I want to see you be successful. There are great things we can accomplish together, but there's one thing that's getting in our way of working as effectively as we can, and it may be about trust, how we share information, how we treat one another. Talk about that one thing, get their view, and then reach a commitment to doing something about it and track it over time.
How about if you've got some, you want to change the feeling with your coworkers, what should you think about?
I think you can use that same approach with your coworker, but I suggest limit it to one issue, not the 10 things that the coworker does that tends to frustrate you, but the one thing that would make the real difference. And ask your coworker for their perspective too, because chances are there may be something you're doing that's keeping that relationship from being as strong as it could.
All right, I'm going to think about that with my co-anchors and get on it. No, I have nothing but love and nothing but fun with them. There's the book, Leadership Wipeout. Chuck Bolton, thanks for coming in. Excuse me, getting us off to a new 2006 in the workplace. Have a happy New Year yourself.